Welcome to another episode, everyone. Young Hawk from 9-4 Hoover. Did he get put off Hoover? Is he still from Hoover? Let's get into it real quick. Normally, hoods do not let you in on their hood politics, gang banging hoods. They don't want you to know if their homeboy got put off and the reasons why they got put off, because they don't want you to know necessarily if their homeboy flouted a rule or protocol which merited their put off. They want to keep that sort of information in-house for obvious reasons. There are a few exceptions to this, however. Now and then, a hood will put out a disclaimer and let the public know that this individual is no longer from their hood. They do this for various reasons. The primary reason being that they don't want anyone in the public to believe that whatever this person is saying or doing is a representation of them or their hood. They want you to know that this person is on his own. He's not from the hood no more. He's not from the hood anymore. So anything he says out there on the internet or does or whatever, don't come after us for it, or don't blame us, or don't look at us. If he diss y'all hood, if he does something to one of y'all homeboys, whatever, he's not from our hood anymore, bro. Do whatever y'all want to do with him. He's not one of us. So they let it be known in that sort of situation that he's on his own. He's not with us anymore. Because anything that you do, just like in prison, it's a representation of your hood. It can reflect on where you from. And it can have consequences on your hood, your actions. And so your hood understands this. And so they want to make it explicitly clear that this individual is no longer from the hood. Other than that, they don't want it out on the internet as to whether or not this individual is from their hood or not and why. But that's the state of gang banging in 2025. And I'm trying to steer clear of it. Why am I making the video then? Well, just to clarify, since it is already out on the internet, that young Hawk who called out 4 extras from rolling 40s has been put off Hoover in part for being on the EOPR there in prison. I decided, and people have asked me to speak on it and at least clarify what I know. Well, I talked to young Hawk from Hoover just a few days ago, and he said that he has 49 Hoovers in his telephone, and that none of them have called him and summons him to the hood and said that he's about to be put off for any reason. In fact, he said that it's one individual that is disseminating this information because he has a personal conflict with him. The individual is envious and jealous of Hawk for whatever reason, and therefore wants to sully and bloody up his reputation by putting out this propaganda that he's no longer from the hood for this reason or that. To verify his position, Hawk called one of the young homies, I won't mention his name, who did say that no one can speak for them and that at this juncture, no, Hawk has not been put off or brought to the hood to be put off. Again, this is one individual who has a personal conflict that wants to put Hawk's name in some stuff that maybe he cannot recover from. I don't know. That's the information that I have for you as far as whether Hawk has been put off from the hood or not. Now, this can change. This can change tonight. This can change tomorrow. I haven't went investigating. I haven't talked to certain people that I can talk to really get the lowdown on it, because I don't really give a damn. I'm over it. So I'm not sure. But this is what Hawk has said and what the other individual that was on the phone has said, that it have not been a kickoff. He's not been booted off from anywhere. He's good. His name is good. Does being on the EOPR constitute an exile and excommunication from your hood? Oh yeah, possibly so. Depending on your hood and the individuals that's running it, it differs. It's not a good look, again, being on the EOPR. There's really no excuse for it as far as I am concerned. I've never been there and would never go there under any circumstances for this very reason. But if nothing else, this is all a cautionary tale that what you do in prison will follow you to the street. What you do on the street will follow you to prison. This is how it is and has always been. You can't get away with anything. Not saying that someone has tried to get away with something in this situation. If nothing else, Hawk's name is out there, at least on the internet, in a way that's not favorable for him because of his EOP yard. And now people saying that he clout chasing for extra, want to fight him over some nonsense, they say, and that he's clout chasing. People saying that he rolled it up from over here and the EOP yard over there. And let this be a lesson to everyone. At the end of the day, that it takes 20 years to build your reputation, to cultivate your reputation. 28. But it takes 20 minutes to lose it. 20 years to build your reputation, 20 minutes to lose your reputation. I've seen men cultivate their reputation over decades. No smut on their names whatsoever. And then one ill-advised move, one ill-advised decision, and their whole reputation that they built over the last 30 years comes crumbling down. Everything that they have ever said or done is now brought into focus, magnified, and brought into question. Was it all a hoax? Is he really about that life? Was he really ever about that life? If in the end he did this, he sold out in the end. He snitched in the end. He went to a PC yard in the end. So was he really a gangster that whole time when he was revered and deified in the hood? No. People are going to say he was a suspect and suspicious, and it was all a hoax from the beginning. Because if he did this in the end, then that is what was in his heart from the beginning. So you build your reputation over decades, and then you make one ill-advised decision, and you lose your reputation. What's the lesson? Be mindful of what you do, because it will carry over. It will follow you, and it will muddy the waters. People will no longer have faith in you. They're going to believe the incident, not your track record. The one bad thing that you did will outweigh the 20 years of good things that you did. So you have to walk a fine line. Here it is. This is years later that Hawk's name is in this from being on he was on the EOP yard years ago in prison. And yet still now he's suffering the consequences of that ill-fated decision to go on an EOP yard. He didn't have any bad charges. I was in a cell with him in the county jail. He didn't have any bad charges that put him on a PC yard or an EOP yard. He was on the main line at first. But some things transpired in prison apparently. And he made that decision to go there. And now the chickens are sort of coming home to roost. That's why you have to be mindful of what's going on. Is Hawk still from Hoover? Did he get put off? I'm not on here to speak Hoover business or any other gang's business. Yes, I'll talk about gang warfare there in prison to bring you history. Hopefully you learn something from the videos that I bring you to stay out of prison. You understand why people were stabbed, why these gangs are going at it, etc. It's just history. But speaking on active members and their hoods now and this and that, I'm going to stay away from that. I could have been making videos on gang shit, gang violence. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I did just want to clarify that because people keep asking me and let you know what I know about the situation, which as you can see, it's not a whole lot. I spoke with Hawk, I spoke with someone else. They said it has not happened. Someone else is saying they want it to happen and it's going to happen. And again, I don't know, man. Don't quote me on it because tomorrow I can call in and they can say, we just kicked him off the hood. Yeah, it was brewing. It was about to happen. Too much shit going on the internet. His ass is out of here. And they can be putting it out there, like I said, letting everybody else know he ain't from the hood no more. So anything he say, he want to fight this dude, he want to do this, he's speaking for himself. It's not on behalf of Hoover. That could happen. Hawk said that ain't about to happen. I don't know. I can go deeper into it, but I'm not about to. All I can say is that as of right now, from my understanding, from the people that I did speak to, that has not happened yet. But the fact that his name is even involved in all of this treachery, it's enough to give any man pause and say that he has to be mindful of what he does. That's it. Word to the wise. Other than that, I can't speak on what's going on. Everybody has to keep their hoods in-house. Weird-ass internet. Weird-ass YouTube. Oh, yeah, I just stumbled across. I'm not a YouTuber. You're a whole y'all whole YouTubers, bro. Internet, motherfucker. Y'all whole YouTubers. Knock it off. You're a YouTuber. Y'all whole YouTubers now. Stay free, people.